This woman decided to adopt a parrot to help with her loneliness and ended up spending many years with him by her side. When her time came and she had to say goodbye, the bird's reaction surprised everyone. It's strange how we can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. Some folks don't really crave human company. They just want the quiet comfort of a pet. While most go for cats or dogs, others turn to quieter companions like fish, small reptiles, or birds. In this story, the main character is a woman who found true companionship in a parrot, a bird that ended up staying with her longer than most pets usually do. She lived by herself in a small apartment in Lyon, France. As she grew older, with no husband and few friends around, she realized that a pet might fill the silence in her home. But her building had rules, no cats or dogs allowed. So she started thinking about getting a bird instead. She spoke with her landlord about it, and he agreed that a parrot wouldn't be a problem. Birds are generally quieter than dogs and tend to stay in their cages. That seemed like a good compromise, so the woman started looking into it more seriously. Parrots aren't something you just pick up at any pet store, so she did her homework. She joined forums, talked to other bird owners, and learned what it takes to care for one properly. After a long search, she came across an African gray parrot with soft ash-gray feathers. He didn't need a huge space, and he had a gentle nature. It seemed like a good match, but she still hesitated. She wasn't sure if she could handle the responsibility or the cost. Still, she visited him several times and grew attached. The bird seemed to feel the same way about her. She finally decided to bring him home and named him Sinbad. From day one, Sinbad would light up every time she walked in. He'd swing, chatter, and do a little dance, clearly excited to see her. It didn't take long for her to realize they were meant to be. The day she adopted Sinbad was the day her world shifted. Her life, once stuck in the same quiet routine, now had a spark. Sinbad would sing in the mornings and mimic funny phrases he'd heard, filling the house with a kind of joy she hadn't felt in years. Even with all the noise he made, it sometimes felt like she had another person living with her. They'd sit out on the balcony, her with a cup of coffee in hand, Sinbad perched nearby, just watching the world go by or enjoying the sunset together. Thanks to him, she even made some new friends through a group of other parrot owners. That little bird turned out to be exactly what she had needed all along. Getting a pet had been a big deal for her. A cat or dog would have been harder to manage, but parrots come with their own kind of responsibility. They're incredibly smart and can live up to 50 years. Over time, she and Sinbad became best friends and shared a home for 25 years. That's longer than most pets live, an entire quarter of a century. At first, she was surprised by how well Sinbad was doing, even as the years passed. She used to worry she might have to give him away one day if her health declined too much. But eventually, she made peace with the idea that they'd stay together, right to the end. Her apartment felt warmer, brighter, less lonely with him around. Whenever her kids came to visit, they always enjoyed Sinbad, too. He loved the attention, and he'd show off all the tricks she had taught him, hoping for a few head scratches or kind words. He could whistle tunes, sing bits of songs, and he always responded to his name. Sinbad picked up tons of words and little habits over the years, and it really felt like he could understand her. Some people said parrots just mimic sounds, but she believed Sinbad was different. It wasn't just tricks. He responded to her emotions. Every morning, they'd greet each other. Every night, they'd say good night. She would talk to him about her day or how she was feeling, and even if his replies were a bit off, she felt like he truly listened. Their bond only deepened as time went on. Parrots are known for being emotionally sharp, and she was sure Sinbad understood her more than most people did. He wasn't just a pet. He was her companion, her closest friend. But time kept moving, and her health slowly began to decline. She did everything she could to stay in her home, but her body wasn't keeping up. One day she felt strong, and the next she was catching her breath just walking from room to room. Deep down, she knew she didn't have much time left, though she tried not to accept it. She told herself she needed to stay healthy. After all, she still had to take care of Sinbad. So she scheduled a quick doctor's visit just to be sure. But one appointment turned into several, and soon she was seeing specialists and going to the hospital more often. Sinbad started spending more time alone. Still, she always tried to make her appointments midday so she could be there in the morning and again at night, keeping their daily routine going as best she could. Sinbad, as we mentioned before, was a smart bird. He seemed to sense that something wasn't right. He started saying, "I love you" to her more often, as if he was trying to lift her spirits. For a little while, it worked. Those sweet words gave her small moments of comfort and strength. But it wasn't enough to stop what was coming. Eventually, she was taken to the hospital, where doctors gave her the news. She didn't have much time left. They gently told her family to prepare to say goodbye. Those final days were heavy. There were tears, quiet talks, and brave conversations about how she wanted to be remembered. One day, her daughter brought Sinbad to visit her. At the hospital, the parrot seemed to understand something serious was happening. Normally playful and talkative, he was unusually calm and still that day. No one had explained anything to Sinbad. How could they? But it was like he already knew. Maybe he'd picked it up from their talks at home, or maybe it was just the mood in the room. Either way, the change in him was clear. He stayed right next to her, gently hopping along the bed, watching her closely as if checking if she was okay. Her daughter quietly asked her to say something to Sinbad, one last message to let him know how much he meant to her. With what little strength she had left, the woman looked at her beloved bird and whispered, "I love you." That's when Sinbad did something that brought everyone to tears. As soon as he heard her voice, it was like a spark lit up inside him. He perked up, alert and hopeful, just from hearing her speak. But sadly, that moment of connection didn't last. That was her final goodbye to Sinbad. It may surprise some, but birds can form deep emotional bonds with their owners. In fact, studies show that parrots can feel grief and even depression after losing someone close to them. There are even medications made to help birds like Sinbad cope with such loss. After her passing, Sinbad went to live with the woman's daughter. While their bond isn't quite the same yet, she's doing her best. She promised to care for Sinbad for the rest of his life. And together, they hold on to the memory of the kind woman who brought so much love into both their lives. Thank you so much for watching this story. Do you have a pet that's changed your life? Or maybe you know someone with a unique animal friendship? We'd love to hear about it. Please like, share, and subscribe to stay connected and help us share more heartfelt stories like this one.